So, hello and thank you for watching. My name's Sebastian and this is Nicholas, account manager here at Marketing Lab. We've got something different, something more fun, I'd say. So basically what we've decided to do is put together a video answering the most frequent asked questions that we've been getting lately in relation to getting leads, getting sales, getting more inquiries for your business. And we thought we'll do it under a challenge. So the challenge is having some chicken wings. So we've got some chicken wings there. Nick's got some chicken wings, and we've got a selection of different hot sauces, which we're gonna torture ourselves with, basically.
Pretty much, yeah. We'll see how we go. We're gonna start from least spicy on this end and work our way up to what we call the brain burner on this end. So.
We'll see how we go. And in the meantime, we're going to be, like I said, we're going to be answering some of the most frequent asked questions that we get in relation to marketing.
Yep.
So, Nick, tell us about hot sauce. Where did this idea all come from?
So this idea has been going around YouTube for quite some time. I don't know if anyone's seen it. It's called the HotWings, and they interview people whilst going through the challenge of the hot sauces that they have. And we thought we'd bring that idea in-house here at Marketing Lab. We're going to have some people come in. It's actually going to be a new segment for us. Have people come in, we're going to ask them a few probing questions. You know, these are going to be marketing people, business owners, etc. And we're going to put them through the hot sauce challenge. We actually have another box of hot sauces coming, so we're going to have another 4 or 5 added to the fleet that we've got here, and we'll see how we go.
Okay, so we've got some hot sauces coming from America,
Yep.
hot ones, which are supposedly one of the hottest ones that you can get. But in addition, we've got these Slap Your Mama range,
Yeah.
which Aussie manufacturer.
Yep.
And
4D flavors.
4D flavors. So the guys down the road from us, good chap. He came in here. He gave us some hot sauce. He said, "Why not try these with your combination of others?" So we're going to give it a go. And I guess if you are interested in some hot sauces, hit us up. Shoot us an email. We might be able to give you some heads up on which ones to try and not to try. So let's maybe dip some of these these wings into some of these hot sauce and see how we go, eh?
Let's go. Let's start it off.
Start it off from the bottom.
First one.
Okay, so what do we got?
I think I need to take a seat for this, to be honest with you.
Okay, me too. So what do we got? We got Slap Your Mama.
Yep.
Green pepper sauce. Okay.
Pop that on the first one. Whilst you're doing that, Seb, I will get you to start thinking about the first question.
Yes.
So what are your marketing predictions post-COVID-19?
Okay, so a lot's happened in the meantime, as everybody knows. You know, we've been impacted. Many of us have had to shut doors.
Yep.
And you know, restrictions are easing up a little, and businesses are starting to get back into normal operations. But a lot has changed. The online platform has evolved, and it is, to an extent, it's become a lot more harder to get the attention of customer.
Yep.
So I'm just going to dig into this, Nick.
We'll go for this first. And by the way, the wings that we did get are already basted in extra hot sauce as well. As you can see, I'm currently not doing well with the first one.
You're really struggling.
I'm not a fan of hot stuff, or extra hot stuff. You are, but
I have my moments. I have my moments. So basically, this one here is just flavor.
yeah.
It's green pepper sauce. It's, I'd say, a little beginner-ish.
Yep.
Bit of a kick.
Great for burritos and stuff. That guy said, so you can put on your eggs, burritos, anything to add a bit of flavor. A little bit of a kick.
Not much, but definitely a lot of flavor.
So
Very
going
nice.
back to those predictions, it is getting a lot harder to get the attention of customers online. We've noticed that a lot here from when COVID did hit to where things are going now with our marketing campaigns for our clients. But there are ways that you can counter that. And Sebastian and I have been working on a few techniques that we're using for our clients that are having some success. And these are on social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn.
Yeah, so basically what we noticed is that you need to be able to get that attention. So an image, a photo, a a hook in order to get them to pay attention to what it is that you have. So you almost need to forget about selling at this point, and you need to start focusing more on building that relationship throughout this period. So it's holding back and offering more value. How can you help them? How can you get them out of where they are at?
Correct.
We're finding that works really well. Case study, so that you can build your I guess your brand, build your reputation. So we're sort of steering away from direct response right now, and we're moving more towards branding and getting the message out. I think that's getting attention. And the good thing about this as well is that if you're running an attention or an awareness campaign to just draw people to your website, is that you can cookie these people, and then you can segment these people and put them into a hot list so that you can remarket to them at a later time. So that's really good, segmenting, driving them to your website. So Nick, what else? What do you reckon we try next?
We'll try the next I'll Slap Your Mama. So this one is a Cajun pepper sauce. I predict it's going to be hotter than the green pepper sauce, as you can see.
I think you're probably right on that one.
And also, you'll take note that going down the line here, it's actually going to get a lot hotter because it's just going to build up and stay in our mouths as well. Just another point on what you were saying there as well, Seb. I've just basted this in maybe too much. We'll see how we go. People's needs have changed completely from when COVID hit. What they did believe was a need for them prior to COVID has now changed, and that's why we are using more of these awareness campaigns to get them into your funnel. And like Sebastian was saying, we can pop them in hot lists and then segment them and really appeal to what they are wanting from that point onwards.
And I think it's only going to get a lot harder as time goes on. Attention is everything. I think that's the new trend that we're facing in the future, is how do we get attention and how do we hold attention. You want to try this?
Let's go into this one. We're good. Lots of flavour.
Heaps of flavour.
Quite nice, that one.
Very nice. Hot, I'd say maybe a 5 or a 6. It's nothing severe. I mean, you could still taste the flavour of the chicken.
Has a good little kick to it, but nothing too overpowering.
This is actually my favourite.
This one? It is quite a nice sauce.
Yeah. You can definitely taste the paprika in there. The heat of it is actually probably a little hotter than the other one. But lots of flavour. It really accentuates the flavour of the meat. And the guy was telling us that, this is great on eggs and rice and tuna, and it really just acts as a good base for flavour.
Well, you could just coat your meat in it, for a couple of hours, and use that as a basting sauce before you put it on the grill. So yeah, I think that one's that's a winner.
That's a winner. Yeah, definitely a winner. How you going with the heat so far?
Not bad.
Not bad.
Yeah, not bad. I think once we start to get to about these points here, I think that's when
we're going to start sweating.
We're going to start feeling it. So we may as well base this second one and go into the next question. So a lot of people have been asking where we've been. We used to put out videos quite regularly, and we put that on the back burner for. Oh no, I've overdone it.
You really based that.
I really based it. Maybe you can take some of mine.
No, I think you'll be right.
Okay.
I think you'll be right.
Yeah, so we put videos out on the weekly, just educating people about our predictions and our thoughts, and talking about subjects that we thought of were important interests, depending on what we're getting feedback from our clients. So a lot of people are wanting to know where we've been and what we've been up to, and maybe you can let them know what's been in the works for Marketing Lab.
So much. The best way I could describe it is we've had a complete 360. We've done a complete 180 turn, and we've gone into a different direction. And why? Because we've had to find a way to differentiate ourselves. We've had to have a way to quickly let businesses know what makes Marketing Lab different.
Yeah.
And we've been working with a close group of clients, and we've just been hammering tons. We've just been at it for the last 18 months, to be honest, and we've restructured the business to accommodate what we found has been working really well with these other businesses, and we've carved out a niche. That niche is basically has always been the same, but we just haven't been great at communicating that. So basically, we're an SEO company, we're an AdWords company, we're an ad agency, just like everybody else. What makes us different is that fundamentally we are always bringing in fresh ideas for campaigns, and we feel like every client that we've worked with over the years has never been the same.
No.
They've all been different in many ways, but what they've had in common is that they've had a complex selling cycle. That sale from when someone discovers the product to when they require to or want to purchase it usually ranges between 3 to 6 or sometimes 12 months.
Yeah.
So we've had to restructure our business to accommodate that for high ticket items. So if you're buying a $20 sauce or you're buying a $10,000 laptop, we have found a method, a strategy, a technique that works really well at selling high-end ticket items. If you have a business that builds custom work or offers custom solutions, that is a lot harder to sell than some, typical service or commodity type items. So again, we've said this is our strength. This is what we can offer the marketplace, and we've restructured ourselves. We've built a new website.
Yep.
We've refined our message, and now we're just coming out to the marketplace and saying, okay, this is where we can be strong at.
Yeah.
This is where others are strong at. It's up to the client to see what they need.
Yeah, and I think that's a big problem for many businesses, because a lot of people know why they're different, but don't communicate it in a great way. And that's where we found we've been really strong with these complex selling cycle businesses, because the consideration factors that come into play when you're talking about someone purchasing an item that's $10,000 or more breaks into many phases compared to when someone is obviously looking for a hot sauce. An ad can pop up on a Facebook feed. It's the right time for that person to buy because they're motivated into getting some hot sauce around for their friends, and they'll buy it on the first time. But when you're talking about a 3D printer, a dental chair, things that are really complex, that takes a lot more motivating, and that's where we come in to get these people over the line.
Yeah, and just even like a custom builder, like builders, they have so many different, that industry is broken down into so many different categories. Like, your luxury homes, your home and build, or your remodeling, or your double story builds, and all this type of thing. And what we've found is that you need to be able to tell the story over a long period of time. And to do that, you need to have a campaign that's able to do that really well. So we thought, okay, nobody's doing this really well. Let's focus on that. And that's always been our core strength. But I guess it wasn't until we decided to do something about it and focus on it that we realized we're going to focus on this. And we've had 34 test pilots come through. We're just starting to get these case studies out.
Yeah.
We're starting to get a lot of good feedback from the clients that we have and the work that we've done for them. Our website's been built from ground up, and it's all there for you to see.
Yeah. So let's jump. Oh, I've nearly dropped that one. So this one's the HotWings hot sauce. This is their main sauce that they sell, and it's usually what they use at the start of their range when they're taking their
so in other words,
guests going through the process.
Pretty weak.
But Scoville, I believe it's around 2,000 Scoville levels, so we'll see how this goes. Okay, instantly,
Nice.
There's a kick there. There's a kick. It's a lot hotter than these two. I'm just going to put it out there.
It's actually like a mustardy type of lemon flavor. The heat it's nice, but it just makes the chicken all that much greater.
It hits you in the face.
Hits you in
It really
the
does.
face.
The mustard comes first. I've got the hiccups already.
Oh, you're going down.
And I've heard this is usually what happens when you have hot sauce. Well, okay. All right.
Yeah. So definitely a lot of flavour, this one. This would be nice on I'd say sandwiches. I'd say pretty much anything and everything. Really,
If you will blow your socks off, that's
hot.
That's for me. That's hot.
Alright. So we're only just getting started here. Nick's already we haven't broken into a sweat yet.
I have, and what's scaring me is we've actually got 3 or 4 more coming that are actually going on this end of the line. But we'll keep going with some of these questions. Seb, you want to get some of that on the next wing? I'm going to try and not go for the Coke. We've got liquid here. I'm going to see if I can get through everything without it. And I'm sure if you can see, I'm starting to sweat and maybe going to cry a little bit. So, okay, what we've got here, what are 2 discoveries that we found within advertising? We've got bumper ads and discovery ads. I'll let you talk a bit about that because you've had some success in testing both of these new ad formats that are being brought out by Google.
Yep.
What they are and how they could possibly help businesses in driving more traffic to their site.
Yeah. So basically, I've been doing a lot of testing, and so Google and Facebook have got search traffic, and they've got audience targeting traffic, and all of these are extremely targeted traffic. And what they've got is this inventory of traffic that is well, in the past it wasn't very targeted. It was very broad. It was like if you sold a machine that suited an engineering sector, you would have the option to advertise this machine to the engineering sector. But it was very broad. It could have been broken up into so many different niches within that category. So it didn't really do so well. But what's happening now, and an area in which we're focusing a lot in, is omni-channel. So Google specifically is has built a tool to compete with Facebook. 'Cause Facebook is just a powerhouse of audience targeting. So Google's got a lot of traffic which they don't know what to do with. So to some extent, they're giving businesses this new traffic source that you can target people based on actions that they've taken and what stage of a buying cycle they're in. So Google's got some really sophisticated ways they can track if someone's in the market looking to buy a laptop and what stage of that buying cycle they're in. And they can do this by tracking past websites, they can do this by what forms you've submitted, and they can collect all that data and they can give it to you as a discovery ad, and you can run traffic to this discovery ad platform, and you can get, I'd say, traffic for under 10 cents. If you can make that traffic work, what you're doing is you're drawing a lot more awareness to your offerings, and then once they go into your website and once they start taking actions, for instance, how much time they've spent on your website, or what links they've clicked on, or what page they've visited, all of this information can then be used to serve them better ads when they go on Google, when they go on Google search, when they go on YouTube and at Gmail, or even Facebook for that matter, because everything's sort of interlinked with one another. And we're seeing some really good things come from this, because this traffic is very it's very aggressive. Like you could set a budget of $100 and you could eat it up in 10 minutes. That's how big it is. So there's that, and the second part to it is that what we're seeing is working really well are things called bumper ads. So bumper ads is this new inventory of traffic that's available, which is little short bite-sized videos to get people's attention to click on your ad, visit your website, and to ultimately convert. And what we're talking about is videos that are 6 seconds long, 15 seconds long, or 30 seconds long. So there's only so much you can do in those little bite size. But Nicholas and I, we've been testing different ads to try and get attention. I hit one the other day. We got 4,000 visitors in one day, and we spent $400.
Yeah, and I guess what this is doing is actually making our job a bit harder as well, because we have to be a lot more creative. Yes, you've got 6 seconds to capture someone. The message needs to be pretty direct, and the way that you use different shots and different imagery is what's going to engage them. So, you know, it's a great new way for us to test our skills into how we can engage with customers and try and get them in that 6 second window.
100%. So how about we go this next round of
Yeah, so what's
sauce?
that one?
This is Wahisho
Okay.
and red jalapeno.
Okay, great.
A complex spicy blend of fully ripened red jalapenos.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Alright, so we've got a little bit on there. I don't know if you guys can see because
Yep.
it's getting a lot spicier. Alright.
That's actually quite good.
I'm going to say that one isn't as heavy with the kick as that mustardy one.
Yeah.
It's now coming. Sometimes they take a little bit to pop up. Sometimes they're really instant.
I would say this one here is very similar to that.
Yeah.
It's just got more of a smoky flavour.
Yeah. Quite nice.
Quite nice. Heat-wise, not as hot as that.
Not as hot as that.
I'd say it's in between these
We
two.
might have to swap those around actually.
Yeah.
Okay. So
How you
moving
going?
on, I'm sweating. You're going for that. So I'm going to see if I can get through this. I'm actually sweating. I don't know if anyone can see it under my bad hair day, but yeah, I am definitely sweating. Next time we do this, I'm going to come in singlet and shorts.
Get a bucket of water too while you're at it.
I think we're going to need milk, to be honest with you.
Need milk.
Yeah, milk layers the tongue. Definitely cools the mouth down a little bit. So
Just don't rub your eyes.
that's definitely.
All right, so we're gonna dig into the
constrictor.
constrictor. So I don't know if you can see that there, but hey, it looks really mean. Looks very aggressive.
Yeah, get a dab on that.
Hot sauce. What is the heat on this one, Nick?
This is quite high from what I remember. I think it's in tens of thousands of Scoville. We do have one coming called the Widowmaker, which is 600 and something Scoville. It smells like petrol, that one. And I guess we're going to try and work out which one's hotter out of these three. So whilst you're doing that, I'll get the next question out. So what would be your top 5 tips if your marketing and sales dropped overnight because of COVID? What would be the first 5 tips or 5 things you would do or look at if your leads have just plummeted?
If your leads are plummeted, what I would be looking at
You got some
is
on
no.
Okay.
If your leads are dropped or dried, what I would be looking at is the impressions. What's happening right now? Have you lost impressions? Have you lost traffic? Because if you've lost the traffic, well, there's not much you can do to reinstate that because the traffic is just not looking. So if that's the case, that your traffic is dropped, what you may want to look at doing is seeing if you can find a new traffic source. Like if you were using Google search before, and it was working really well, but then the impressions had dropped, the traffic has dropped. It's time to maybe look at YouTube. It's time to maybe look at Facebook. So that would be number one. Number two, if your impressions are there and your clicks are there, but your conversions are not there, then it's just a market has lost its confidence.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, what you need to do is you need to try and stay current, stay in front of mind, get your remarketing done correctly, so you're drip feeding content to them over a longer period. But then start voicing and start sharing content that helps them see where they are to where they could be or where they should be, and what is doing nothing, what it's costing them. So like if I'm not looking after my health, what is that gonna cost me after COVID?
Yeah.
It means that I need to recover those 3 months that I've lost. That could also put my health in jeopardy. That could put my relationship in jeopardy if my wife was only keen on me looking good. It happens. So there's all these ways in which you can go about building that trust and getting them to feel confident once again. Or you could be really clever about lowering the barrier to entry, and that could mean, structuring your prices different, spacing out payments, giving them payment plans, and there's a whole heap of things that you could do to get the confidence back up. I'm gonna have a go at this.
I don't know if you guys can see how thick and red this sauce is.
I mean, if hot was going to be hot, this would be the look of it.
This is what it looks like.
This looks like they blended a whole heap of chili.
Just chili. There's no flavor in here.
It smells okay. Wow. Wow. Yeah, so the best way I could describe this is it gives you chills in your back, and it gives you goosebumps. I don't know if you can see, but I've got goosebumps. I don't know if it's meant to make your body cold, because in your case, you look like you're really hot, mate.
I am sweating. This, right on the edge of my tongue, feels like a firecracker has gone off. I don't know how I'm going to get through the next few questions that we've got here.
That's hot.
Alright.
So, in terms of flavour, look, let's face it, this is like, you can't even taste the chicken anymore. I think I'm just chewing cardboard. Nick's about to pass out. You sure you don't want to have some Coke, mate?
I do. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, wow.
Alright, I'm going to help Nick. So, the next question. What's working right now? What's not working right now? Okay. So, something happens to your brain when you're under fire. It shuts off. So the creative juices stop flowing. But we know the subject really well. What stopped working today is, in the past, a lot of businesses that have set up their campaigns, they've, oh well, that's hot.
I can't even talk.
Yeah, you're, man, we're just here, Nick. So
I feel
imagine,
like my tongue's gonna burn off.
so we got a few more to go. So
I'm gonna get this off.
So what stopped working
Oh man.
is talking to an audience
I'm crying.
at a broad level. In the past, businesses have gotten away with talking to an audience and maybe collectively talking to an audience or a group of people in their marketing. For instance, if you're a gym and you're talking to, hey, you want to lose weight, here's a quick way to do it. Join our gym. This will help you lose weight. that's not going to work any longer. What's going to work is you're a 50-year-old man. Well, you're a man aged between 45 to 55. You work in the CBD. You're looking for a gym that's nearby. You've got a bad posture because you just sit in front of a computer all the time. You're not interested in going to the gym and having some young kids around you. So what's going to work really well is talking to this person head on. Hey, if you're a male, you work in the CBD, you sit in your desk too long, you're building a bit of a tummy, don't have time to go to the gym and learn all the ins and outs of how to build muscle, strengthen your back, and overall get improve your health and improve your mind.
Which you might be doing wrong because you don't know what exercises you're doing correct.
So what we're seeing is that the more you can get, the better idea you can get who your customer is and how to talk to them direct is what's going to work in the future.
Yeah.
So talking to your ideal customer, we've been strumming that note for the last, say, 5 or 6 years. I picked up that this is probably one of the weaknesses that a lot of campaigns have, and I've been strumming that note ever since. I think today it's probably way more important than ever.
Yeah, and we watched a TED Talk with Chris Haddad. Yesterday, he's the proud author of these relationship books, like How to Get Your Ex to Text You Back. These guys are doing $7,000 a day in sales, and when they first launched, they were selling quite a number of books, but they put this paragraph in at the start, and it pretty much went along the lines where we're not going back one. Pretty much encapsulated who exactly they were talking to, and it pretty much said, how to get the girl of your dreams to consider you, to I can't even talk, to pretty much get you to get a text from them back, and the steps that you can go through. And this doubled their sales because they resonated with that target audience instantly. And with that example that Sebastian gave you, you touched on those pain points that these people are physically living through, and that's what's going to get them to be motivated into taking action. This shotgun approach that a lot of marketing companies take, and I get thousands of emails a day on your website needing an update, or how this email is going to help you. There's just nothing that makes these people different. They just get washed away with the next person that sends me an email. So yeah, this shotgun approach doesn't work anymore.
The closer you can get to identify who your customer is, what problems they have, and how your products and services can help them solve, the better you will get. And we're actually going to do, we're excited about this. We're going to do some coaching programs to help businesses get those fundamentals right. So it doesn't matter whether you're actually marketing with another agency or whether you're doing it yourself. We're going to give you a test, an exercise that you can run right now that will help you diagnose and see how much of an impact your advertising is likely to have.
Yeah.
A bit like Nick with the hot sauce.
Yeah, this is having real impact on me.
We know the impact that it's having on you.
So which one's this?
The
eye of the scorpion. Now there's a green scorpion who looks like he's about to explode. Looks like he's got a bit of rage going on inside him.
Maybe get out in front of the camera a little closer.
As you can see there. Now that one, to describe that previous one,
millions.
That's hot. That is, my vision started to get, I don't know about you, but my vision started to get a bit wayward there.
You don't look too good, man.
I'm probably going to start going white, and I'm just looking forward to having some guests on here and really seeing how they handle it whilst we're probing them with some questions.
So here's the thing: if you are a business owner, a marketing professional, anybody that wants to get on this challenge, you want to come down to our office in Bandura, tell us, send us your email, let us know that you want to do that. We'll get some questions together, we'll get some hot wings together, and we'll get the sauces together, and we want you to come in, because when you come in, we can help others see what you're seeing and how you've solved the problem. Even if you've never marketed before and you're just having some really good wins and you've got some great ideas, like we've got a chap coming that runs a real estate agency, and he's doing these videos, these viral videos.
Yeah.
And this guy's never done any marketing before, but he deserves to come here, and we're going to interview this guy because he's just thinking outside the box. He's really creating new things.
He's taken the real estate game by storm. It was once a old-fashioned market. These videos are really giving it a new edge. He was picked up by 7 News.
Yep.
Herald Sun did a few articles in the paper, and the video isn't intended directly to sell houses.
Yeah, we picked up on that. We thought, well, this is not really going to sell a house, but we did catch that it was more about getting that momentum, getting the media, get people talking. And him as a real estate is doing really big things by that. But we won't go into more than that. We'll leave it for a later date.
Yep. And we've also got a guy who owns a gym in the city. He loves hot sauces.
He's going to come in here.
And he reckons he can get through this without taking a sip of water. So we wanted to get him on here. So
the idea, of course, is to give you the content. We're marketing content, but not bore the living lights out of you.
No.
So seeing Nick suffer is priceless.
Week on week, this is going to be me. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Let's tackle this one.
All right, let's go. Wow.
For the first couple of chews, you get a bit of confidence behind you, and you feel like, I got this, I can do this.
I got this.
And then
It's just bad.
it hits you so hard.
Oh, well, heat-wise,
I think that one was hotter, to be honest with you.
yeah, I would say this
Goes there.
goes there.
Okay.
Well, this, the best way I could describe it, it's like you've just eaten acid
Yeah.
and it's numbed your entire
Body.
body. In your case, for me, my tongue, I couldn't even taste the chicken anymore.
No. Okay. Next question. What benefits are we seeing from the likelihoods of automating processes? These are things like chatbots. What benefits are businesses getting by implementing a chatbot onto their website to help facilitate with their sales?
Well, chatbot is one of these things that is made to help automate the question and answer process that goes through on that moment when they want it.
Yeah.
So
That's coming on now.
it just keeps getting hotter.
That's coming on now.
So basically, the way we've seen this work is if you're using traffic, if you're generating traffic that is not yet ready to take action or ready to learn what they need in order to fix their problem, we're finding that chatbot helps lower that barrier to entry. So someone visits your website, if they're cold, they're more likely to bounce, because then they would need to navigate throughout your website to find all the stuff that they want to know.
Yeah.
And for a business owner, it's really hard for them to gauge what content they should be giving them, because they don't know what stage of their buying cycle they're in. When you have a chatbot, what you can do is you can pre-answer all of their questions, and when they come in, they can ask the question that relates to them. So if you're super early in the buying cycle, They might ask a simple question like, how could this solve my problem? How is this unique to solving my problem? What options do you offer for people in this situation? What can you do for people in that situation? So these are called probing questions. They're not necessarily, where can I buy your unit from? How is your unit shipped? What size is your unit? What materials your unit? These are more like sales questions.
Yeah.
So what we can do with the chatbot is we can answer probing questions, sales questions, support questions, and we can categorize them so they don't have to be navigating through 30, 40. Mate, you look like you're about to pass out. Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Should I get the fire extinguisher?
No, I'm good. You just keep talking, and I'm just going to keep nodding here.
So basically, it is a way of grouping questions and answering questions that relates to them during that exact time of their buying cycle. Now, that's a massive mouthful, but it's a lot easier said than done, of course.
I just want to get this over and done with. I am burning up. This is called the brain burner.
Woo!
This seems like it's going to be the hottest. In terms of colour, it looks the worst. Please get some of that on there.
Oh.
Now the next question before I'll get some of that. I'm not even going to attempt. Now the next question that we've got is, what are the benefits of putting your FAQ questions throughout your website compared to having it on just one page?
So, similar to a chatbot, if someone comes and into your chatbot and they can let's just call it they can self-probe, or they can probe the bot to tell us what they're interested in. Like, for instance, I'm interested in support, getting support after support sales. So then all the questions will be related to support. Vice versa. Questions about the product could be related to the product. The benefit of having these answers on specific pages is that it relates to whatever it is that they're dealing with right now, and we all know that if you can serve people the information they need the quickest, you win.
Yeah, and I guess another added thing to that is, if you make them jump out, say they're 3/4 of the way down your sales process, you got them to a point where they're about to click on the add to cart button, and we've got a few questions in there like, what is after sales support, what happens if my item is damaged, this and that. You're not going to interrupt the sales process. If you make them go to another page where they have to go through, say, 10 or 15 FAQ questions and find the one they want, the likelihood of them going back to that other page where they can click to buy, lowers. So, like Seb was saying, if you want to facilitate the sale as best you can, it's best to put different FAQs in different areas, and that way they can start to consume bite-sized pieces of information that relate to them wherever they may be within their buying process.
Another thing that we're doing right now is we're drip feeding that information. So if we know that they've visited our page and they're interested in a product, the next logical thing to do is to serve them an ad that says, get your questions answered about this product.
Yeah.
Because we know they looked at the product. We've tracked them. So now we're going to remarket to them and feed them that content. So what is happening right now, we're seeing, is that people don't want to be, number one is they don't want to have to do all the work. If you can do it for them, it's going to save them a lot of time. They're going to appreciate it and they're going to buy from you. And what that means, instead of serving them all the content on your website and just leaving it up to luck that they need to look through it, no, you need to be able to ignite that interest so that they come back again, and then they consume content over and over and over and over throughout their life, whether that be 6 months or 12 months. So that's what we're noticing.
Yeah, and an analogy that you could use and think about is like a book. No one picks up a book and reads chapter by chapter, start to finish, in one sitting. People will get through 1 or 2 chapters, consume it, think about it, digest it, come back, pick up another chapter, go through it. And that's what you want to do with your customer. Your customer is not going to go through your whole website and consume and digest the information, because people simply don't have time anymore. Like, getting people's attention these days is hard. And they want a quick win, quick answer, and they want to move over to the next thing because they're just so distracted with so many things in their lives. So,
a bit like us, it is chilly.
I am profusely sweating at this point. I want to take note that I am actually dabbing each of these. On the hot ones, it is tradition there to dab the last wing. We've done that with this. So we'll see how we go. Let's go.
Oh, this is coming. Oh.
This one's a slow burner. It's definitely hotter than that one. I still don't think it's hotter than that. I still think that one has the kick, but it's the build up. It's the build up on these.
Yeah. As far as hot is concerned,
I'm saying that one's the hottest.
this one's probably the hottest.
Switch those.
This is actually quite nice. It's a bit tasty.
If you're crazy.
Yeah, I would say that that's actually quite nice.
Yeah.
Heat-wise, yeah, you'll definitely scare people off, but it's not like that one or this one that made my
I
tongue.
definitely think it's that one that hurt the most.
Yeah, but favourite, I would say Slap Your Mama.
That's a great hot sauce.
This is a good all-rounder. It's not super hot. 40 flavours, 40flavors.com.au. Tell them you know us, Sebastian and Nicholas. Tell them you watch those two bunch of clowns on a show. The next favourite is, it'd have to be this one, hands down. It's different. It's got a mustard top of
Still with a kick.
and it's got a good kick, a really good kick.
That's burning now.
Yeah. So and we got more to go, don't we? Like we've
We've got
ordered.
one more wing. But
Well, we'll save that for our favourite. But as far as hot sauces is concerned, we got more to come. So we'll have a lot more for you to cry about.
I've got one more question.
Sure.
Maybe we can pick our favourite sauce here. Do the last wing.
Okay.
How do you find a marketing agency that's right for you? In between all of these people, there's a lot of entrepreneurs, people coming out to the marketplace with these strategies that can win you lots of business overnight.
Yeah, that's a good question actually. It's a hard thing. The best way.
Which one's your favourite? I'm going to go back to this.
I'm going to try the mustard one again.
I've actually got heaps on my plate here. I don't even need to go back for more. Okay.
Whew. Actually, you know what? I got a bit of this one, so I might as well dig into that as well. It is hot. It is hot.
Cheers this last wing.
Cheers
Before
to
you
the last
start,
wing.
we'll double up here.
Love it. Absolutely love it. My mouth is on fire.
Totally on fire.
On fire.
I am sweating. I don't know if you guys can pick up.
You're sweating.
I need to go and have a shower. So, how do you find the right agency?
Okay.
Or how do you find an agency that's right for you?
Okay. The first thing businesses can do to realise if they've got the right agency working for them is they can ask themselves the following question: how well do they know my customer? How well are they talking to my customer? If you get any inclination that these guys are talking broadly to a market, and they say things like brand, or that's a good indication that they may not be hitting the mark. And what you may be noticing from that is that you're getting sporadic sales. They're inconsistent. That's how number one is get a good indication of how well they know your audience. The things that you want to hear are things like demographics, age, gender, but then psychographics, things like what are their problems, why are they looking for a solution to that problem now, why choose us over others, what is our core differentiator versus our competitor. That's a great question to ask your agency. What makes us unique? How do you position our product over others? You ask those 4 or 5 probing questions, and if you get any stares, that's a good sign that they're winging it. They're winging it, and they might have got away with it pre-COVID, post-COVID. It's going to be hard. So that's number one. Have you got any ideas?
I guess another idea is, does their marketing resonate with you? Firstly, take into consideration if they're a company that markets themselves. If they do, ask the question, does that marketing engage me? Does that marketing speak to me? Does it appeal to the needs, to the problems that I have? Do they provide me
Okay, our camera died, so we decided just to hold our phone, and plus this is a better angle of what Nick looks like.
So what I was trying to say is if you have to really understand whether their message is simple, whether you can understand it, whether it resonates with you and your problems, and they provide you with a solution to address your problems. So that would be my second go-to tip for understanding or finding an agency that works for you. And I guess a good judgment of character, if you can pick up on, what the agency is like with the people you speak to when they're initially having a consultation with you, and really getting an understanding of whether they have the best interests of your business at heart. I guess good character judgment is needed as well to make that final decision.
Yeah, well said, Nick. Well said. You battled through, mate. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Sweating like a pig, but you did well. You did extremely well. I haven't even broken into a sweat. I'm doing
that.
Okay.
That is a lie because he's just cleaned.
I did wipe my nose.
Everything off camera as we've gone into this.
Yeah.
So I guess this is probably the best part to say. This is our new segment with hot marketing tips and even hotter wings. And we're going to be bringing this to you weekly with new guests. Stay tuned for next week because we are getting a real estate tycoon on here who's taking the industry by storm. The week after, we're going to get Big Man Mountain, who's got a gym in the city, heart of gold, thinks he can tackle the hot sauce challenge. And we've got an additional 3 or 4 sauces coming your way, where you'll see us looking like this more often. Sweating buckets. So,
all right. So until next time, thank you for watching. Hope you had fun. If you want to know more about the hot sauces, message Nick or I, and we'll get something out your way.